In all honesty, one of the issues we're looking at with this board is that something was done private, and was really sneaky in the view of a lot of people. Then I arrived tonight to find this out on the counter. I have no idea who the author of this is. I'm guessing it comes officially from the Hospitality Committee, but it doesn't say that anywhere on it. Doesn't say who authored it, but it has today's date. That was the first thing I noticed. Then I went from noticing that to reading it, and I went from noticing to being absolutely and utterly disgusted. Because if this is from that board, which I'm guessing it is, I don't know why it doesn't say that. I don't know why it doesn't say who on the board sent it. But let me read you a couple of key parts from this letter that really just irritated me. One of them, quote, "We do not feel that we have had enough time to prepare a response or counter-argument to the issues that are being raised." Really? Where are they tonight? You know, I looked, because several people showed it to me downstairs on the city clerk's board that has announcements, that they even had a special meeting already 5 days ago about this. I know they know it's on the agenda because they send this. So what are they talking about? But it gets better. Quote, "All we ask is for time to gather all of the information, a lot of which is not available to us at this time." What information is not available to them at this time? I mean, I think the real questions here are pretty simple. Number one, did a speaker ask for $50,000 to fund yes on Measure B during your meeting? Yes or no? Do they need to do research and uncover documents that are hidden away for that? Number two, did the board decide to vote on approving that $50,000 request at the very same meeting? I guess they need to search and dig up hidden treasure somewhere to find that one out. But now I've got two others that I'm specifically interested in due to the minutes generated from that. That's number three. Did Lucy Bergdorf recuse herself or vote abstain on this item? Because when you look at the minutes, it says she recused herself due to a conflict of interest working for the airport. Okay, that's legit. If you recused yourself, you then don't vote and abstain. If you read the conclusion on this item, it says who made the motion, who seconded the motion, and Lucy Bergdorf abstained. So did she recuse herself and leave the room, or did she sit there through the discussion and then when the vote came say, "Oh, I abstain"? Abstain and recuse are not the same thing, people. So I think that's a question, and it's a question from the minutes. Number four, I'd like to know how many times in the past has the board voted on something that was not on the noticed agenda. I'm not going to say I'm convinced it's happened many times before, but I'm going to say I'm not convinced it hasn't. Now, as an aside, I guess these type of questions are so deep they need weeks to scour a file cabinet somewhere to find the answers, I guess. And I guess they couldn't find City Hall tonight, and I guess they couldn't find who sent this to put it on this. I mean, this whole thing is actually looking pretty bad when you think about it. But let's add something to it that concerns me. We can talk about training in the Brown Act, but let's not forget on this board sits Tom Flavin, who's a former council member. As a council member, he knows about the Brown Act and this issue. Lucy Bergdorf, who for the last 30 years has been at almost every Airport Commission meeting as a staff member. She knows too. So, you know, there were people there who are not just off the turnip truck, but none of them said a thing.
Thank you. Last card.